When you read verse 14, it says, if the spirit of jealousy comes upon him, and he becomes jealous of his wife, who has defiled herself, or if the spirit of jealousy comes upon him, and he becomes jealous of his wife, although she has not defiled herself. So that means there's something called the spirit of jealousy. The spirit of jealousy. That particular verse talk about if the spirit of jealousy comes upon the man whose wife, has maybe already have an affair with someone else. And again, if the spirit of jealousy come upon the man, although the wife, so that means it's just in his own imagination, not that it has happened. But what I'm trying to say is that there's a spirit called the spirit of jealousy, and it's very important that in this our own generation, you just discover that you are becoming jealous of something. You need to pay attention. You need to be careful. We have seen so many people, because of that jealousy, they end up ending other people's lives, even ending their own lives too, just because of jealousy. So that means that thing may not really be ordinary. There's a spirit behind that attitude. What people do when they maybe a wife saw the husband with another woman, and the next thing is that she will go and look for hot water, to pour on both the husband and the wife. We have seen situations whereby the wife, allow the husband to come back home, and in the middle of the night look for a knife and cut off the manhood of the man. Now, after cutting off the manhood of the man, what will remain of the man? Maybe he will die. Now, what will she, boast that she has achieved? Nothing but to be jailed and to regret for the rest of her life. So, meaning that there's something called the spirit of jealousy. So anytime you discover that you are about to become abnormal just because of a situation, no, just notice that maybe you are being influenced. Maybe you are under an influence. When somebody took, maybe you drank alcoholic drink now, it gets to a time that you become, that alcoholic will be the one controlling you, controlling your mind, controlling whatever you are saying with your mouth. Some secret that you have kept for years, you might likely start, releasing them under the influence of the alcohol. So meaning that the spirit of jealousy can make man to do what he intentionally, did not prepare to do. So it's very important, that we have the spirit of God in us. So when you have the spirit of God and you are faced, with such a situation, the spirit of God will help you. You discover that strength will come from nowhere. You discover that instead of you to get angry, you can become so calm, and that's the spirit of God. But if the spirit of God